Folks, we are looking good and feeling good. Number one, we have ourselves right here in front of us a new review video. This one is going to be for an espresso machine. The exact model is the CM5418-UL. And just like all my videos, after the video is completed, in the description box right below the video is going to be this exact same espresso machine. You guys can read more about it, pick one up yourself after the video is completed. We got some sweet things, some sweet features to show you in this video. It's gonna look beautiful once the full remodel of the kitchen is underway and done. But in the meantime, we're gonna put it up on my coffee bar. So without further ado, let's get this out and show you what we have. And what's nice is this is thinner. So again, 12 by 5 by 12. So it's a very thin machine. We got our handle here, our directions. Let's get this out of the way for just a split second as we look over the handle here. So a nice heavy weighted handle too. That's good quality right there. Impressed with that. You got your pour spouts right there on the bottom. Pack in your favorite espresso. Okay, and next up, just an espresso scoop. I guess you could stand it upright if you want. Looks like you have a smaller tin. This one looks the deepest right here. Then with a different type of a cup right here as well. So you get a couple extras, and then the one that comes inside it right here. Moving that out of the way, let's get to the juicy stuff here. Now, obviously, before you do get started, make sure that you remove any packing tape that they have right here, and that's holding down your drip tray. So you have a drip tray here with your grate. Folks, I've just enjoyed myself my first espresso, actually about an hour ago, and it was deluxe. Now, something to keep in mind is that when you're frothing milk, you do have to be a little careful, and you probably need to clean that right away because unfortunately this gets hot and that milk will crust on there a little bit. So just be a little careful of that. I think I added too much milk to my espresso. I did a double. We are going to go through all those steps, so don't worry about that. But it was delicious. I just think I added a little too much milk, so it tasted like more warm milk than it did a cappuccino espresso with frothed steam milk. But right now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing hot chocolate. So let me go ahead and go over to this machine right here, my Keurig, which does dispense hot water, but unfortunately this machine is getting old and there's just too many clogs in here. So coffee grinds that are embedded in there somewhere. So I'm done with hot chocolate with this. This can give you hot water with the turn of the lever here. So we turn on our machine. We have a nice blue LED indicator right here. Let me turn off the light so you can see that a little bit better. Nice blue LED indicator light. We have our buttons right on top right here. This is your power button. That turns the machine on and off. This is your steaming button. And for our next espresso, we'll go ahead and do that. It's just too late right now to make another espresso. We'll do that tomorrow. This is your double cup espresso, your single cup espresso. We have our drip tray down below. We have our handle and our filter. So I put in a double amount right here with our double filter, and the double filter is just deeper than the single filter. I'm just a coffee connoisseur like that. So real easy peasy. Trash can goes up, that dumps in. Obviously you'll have to wash that. And actually using it before the first time, I filled it with water, obviously, in the back compartment here. If you have space underneath your countertop, you can just literally lift that up, pour more water in, shut that down. Now, if you have the means to do it and you don't drink too much coffee, then what I would do to keep this from scaling, because hard water definitely puts out minerals, I would actually use reverse osmosis distilled water. You can buy that from the grocery store. Just look for distilled water. And what that does is that doesn't have any of the minerals like tap water, well water, etc. That might clog up your machine with a lot of usage. It is $1 a gallon, so be prepared for that. And then what I did is once the water was filled, I actually washed this compartment as well. And then what I did, this is according to the directions, I went ahead and ran the double cup. I ran that about, honestly, 6 times. And what that does, I don't think you have to run it that much, but I would do definitely maybe 2 at least. And what that does is that sends hot water through all the machinery and cleans out any whatever might be in there from mantling this unit together. Then go ahead and place your espresso fresh grinds in there. I actually just used espresso roast from Starbucks, already pre-grinded. Might be a little tricky to do this one-handed. You need to scoot this all the way over, and it'll be tight coming over here in parallel right here. That's when you know that is in place, ready to go. So for frothing or hot chocolate, in this case hot water, you don't have to do hot chocolate. You can do obviously hot water for tea, but what I would do is bring this wand over. So this is how it kind of sits like this. I would bring the wand up and over. Doesn't have to be that far over, but so you can get to your frothing a little bit better than having it too tucked underneath right here. So I'm gonna add my hot chocolate bags. If you love hot chocolate, definitely check out this new salted caramel flavor, dynamite. But go thick, go heavy. I only do this on cheat days, so I actually go 2 bags. Alrighty, with 2 bags in, all we're gonna do, very, very simple here. Don't really have to touch it at all, except for this little knob over here on the right-hand side. This is also your steaming after you hit that if you wanted to steam it, but obviously we're not gonna steam it. Actually, that's a great idea. Hot chocolate does taste a lot better with milk. Let me just show you real quickly about hot water. So you don't touch any buttons on the top, and the camera is doing that little twinkling you just saw on the lights. That's what happens when the cell phone goes with certain light activity, but these are solid. You can't see them blink if you see a light flicker like that. Anyway, so let me just show you the hot water feature. Actually, you know what? I won't do that with this cup. Okay, so I still would have this in place even if it's empty. And then all these are solid. Don't touch these right here. And also this wand does dip down like this as well as tilts off to the side here. So you can get your cup right underneath it here. Now this will shoot a very thin, hot, piping hot stream. So you definitely want that nozzle nice and in there. So let's go ahead and crank that down. And the machine will go ahead and start. You'll hear the motor pumping. And then sometimes it does this, I've noticed, where when the pump is moving, it'll go ahead and squirt it in like that, kind of like a milking a cow. And then sometimes it'll be more constant. There we go there. And I'm talking that's boiling water right there. That's real nice for your hot chocolate. If you're going with, see there's your constant stream there. Looking real good. Look at how that's piping hot. That's awesome. Because I like my coffee, my tea piping hot. Okay. And then when you're done, go ahead and flip up this little switch right here. And you're looking real fantastic right there. Now, with that said, I'm going to do 8 ounces of milk instead. So now what you do in this scenario here, I'm going to hit this button, and then I'm going to turn this lever, and that's going to steam, not hot water. So you hit this. It's on steam mode right now. I'm going to hit this knob down, but you want the wand about 2 centimeters in, and then you want to go all the way down, and not all the way up, because you don't want to shoot the steam off the top. So let me show you. So once again, starting with the tip down, now we're going to go all the way to the bottom, not quite to the top as we're doing this here. Now this takes not too terribly long for that milk to heat up, because that's nice hot steam coming into the mug there. We should be done by now. Not quite yet. You'll get the hang of this after a few times, and then you'll know how piping hot. Now you can get this up to boiling fairly quickly, so do be careful about that. And then obviously a nice espresso stainless steel thing would be a little bit better for your artwork and your espressos. And then when you're done, crank the lever to the up position so it's off. And what I would do in this case is grab this before, and that does steam over pretty quick, especially with milk, but I would clean that fairly quickly before it does really cake on there. And then pour in your milk, give it a good mix, and that's gonna be some dynamite hot chocolate. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a dynamite cup of hot chocolate. Goodness gracious. I've done gone spoiled myself. I'll never use hot water again after steam milk. Goodness gracious. So again, for my espresso, I was just using Espresso Roast by Starbucks. Unfortunately, this is a little expensive, but it's already grounded. About 10 bucks for this. Tastes great, but again, I added too much milk my first go around. But you could also do a white chocolate cappuccino. You could do Americano. What I was thinking about doing is in your espresso with your steamed milk, you add a little hot chocolate as you do your espresso. So you pack your double filter with your espresso, you run your espresso, you add a little bit of hot chocolate in a container with your milk, froth that, then add that to your espresso cup. Oh, dynamite. All right, so you can use the provided scoop if you want to do that. pour that in, get that going real fresh and tasty. But I'm very careful with my, probably have to set the camera down for just a split second here. But we'll go ahead and get that nice and full here. And this once again is the double. The double. All right, then we're gonna turn the unit on and it's gonna blink like this for a little while until it's preheated. That's when you know you're ready to rip, when those turn solid. Now, we already showed you the milk feature with my hot chocolate, which was dynamite, which I will start using every single time. All right, they are nice and solid now. That took about 45 seconds or so, maybe a minute. We got our coffee strapped in, locked in nice and tight. Now, if you are going to be using a taller mug like this, obviously espressos are not meant to really gonna go in this. You definitely can. So with that said, a regular espresso cup or something like that would be much better than this. Your Crate and Barrel one is a little bit too tall to slip under here with your dispensing area here. This one just slides underneath here, your regular coffee cup size, if you are curious. I do have some really nice espresso dishes, but unfortunately they're in my shop in storage, and since I moved and haven't unpacked fully because I am going to remodeling my kitchen as well. All right, enough about that. What you have come for is the double espresso. Let's go ahead and hit that here as it turns to a blue like that, and it will go ahead and disperse, as we can see here, just like this here. Look at that, nice and creamy coming underneath. Again, totally up to you if you want to steam some milk. Again, non-cheat days, I tend to go very strict with my diet. A double espresso, and that, you know, slight drips or something like that comes out, that's just normal, so just wipe it down. We're gonna go ahead and let that drip fully here. I'm gonna let the dog out, and let's go ahead and show you this frothy goodness. Alrighty, back with you here. And let's go ahead and slide that on out. Oh boy, that is what I'm talking about. And so that is a double. And so the camera is going to be hard to kind of tell how high up that is. But that is perfect for me. So, excuse the hair. It's still coffee time, technically. So it's morning. Hey, all right. Very nice. Once again, if you are going to be putting milk to it, to each their own. Don't go too much milk or you're not going to taste the flavor of the bean. Obviously different flavors. Some people like Starbucks, some people like Pete's. Some people prefer the really expensive espresso. I'll leave that up to you. What I do like is a strong cup of coffee, and I just got myself a strong cup of coffee. And also, before I do forget, after your espresso, you can add hot water to it to make it an Americano. Well, folks, I enjoy it. I've been enjoying it. I'm looking forward to using this machine more. I'm craving hot chocolate, and it's only been a day. But with that said, very nice machine. In the description box below, click on Show More. Description box will drop down. You'll see the link. Top link will be this espresso machine. You guys can read more about it, pick one up yourself. But just like all my videos, please don't go into debt for anything that I do make a video about. But if you do have the cash and it does intrigue you, go ahead and purchase on away. Also, if you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button on the way out, helps the channel and the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you like videos like this, tech reviews, house projects, van life builds, you name it, we got it on this channel. We'll see you guys on the next video. Once again, your links are below. Take care. Bye-bye for now. Don't let the party stop, guys. Hit one of these videos, continue to watch, and we'll see you soon.